Welcome back. You know, from time to time, I like to sample different foods and see if it's worth adding to my survival collection. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of advertisement for Beyond Outdoor Meals products, especially on websites like My Patriot Supply and beprepared.com. So I thought this might be a good opportunity to take a closer look at the Beyond Outdoor product line and sample it and see if it's worth adding to my survival collection. I have 3 different products that we're going to try today. I have orange chicken, Tuscan sausage pasta, and chicken Alfredo. We're going to rehydrate these, try them, and see how they taste. So stick around and I'll see you over at the Underground Kitchen. The kitchen is open. Today we're going to be making some yummy deliciousness with Beyond Outdoor Meal products. I got Beyond Outdoor Meals orange chicken, Beyond Outdoor Meals Tuscan sausage pasta, and I have Beyond Outdoor Meals chicken Alfredo. Now, the more you watch this show, you'll know that I'm a big fan of number 10 cans. But over the last couple of years, I've started to see the value of getting some of these smaller packages of food. You know, for starters, they're a lot more lightweight. You can throw them in your bug out bag. You can sit there and throw them in your backpack and it makes it super easy to take with you. They're also super easy to prepare. A lot of times you just need to add boiling water versus the number 10 can where you're sitting there having to open up a number 10 can and you're having to measure out proportions. The stuff is also good if a bad day event happens and you ever have to barter. You can barter with something less. But the biggest reason why I love smaller packages is because there's a lot more flavor and a lot more variety options for you. And so as a prepper, that's very important. So let's go ahead and get started and let's take a closer look at the products. Up first, we have Beyond Outdoor Meals orange chicken. This has a 10-year shelf life and there are 2 servings per container. Each serving is 360 calories for a total of 710 calories. Up next is the Tuscan sausage pasta. This too has a 10-year shelf life and there are 2 servings per container. Each serving has 360 calories for a total of 710 calories for the whole package. And finally, we have the chicken Alfredo. This also has a 10-year shelf life and there are 2 servings per container. Each serving has 360 calories and the total package is 710 calories. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed it or not, but all 3 packages had the same serving, they had the same calories per serving, and the same total amount of calories for each package. And I find that really fascinating. So let's go ahead and open it up and let's take a closer look at each of these packets. And we're going to start with, let's start with the orange chicken. So the orange chicken has these 2 perforated tabs on it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to tear that open, and a little tricky there at the end. We'll go ahead and open this and look at this together. So this is the orange chicken. We'll go ahead and pull out the oxygen absorber and we'll throw that to the side. We'll take a look inside there and that kind of shows you what it looks like. And let me get the cutting board, and we'll get the cutting board and we'll put this out here and we'll take a look and see how this looks. So I'll hold that up closer to the camera, and that's got a very interesting look to it. So this has a really interesting smell to it. I wish you guys could smell it here with me. But it smells really good, so I can't wait to make this. I think it's going to turn out really nice. Let's go ahead, let's do the Tuscan sausage pasta next. This is the Tuscan sausage pasta. Go ahead and we'll tear that open and take a look inside. And I see, it's down there a little bit, I see our oxygen absorber right here, and we'll toss that to the side. And you can look in there and see that this is what this one looks like. And I'll pour some of this out for you. Ooh, look at that. It's got some big chunks in it. Let me hold that up to the camera. That looks really good. Look at this. I mean, there's some pretty big chunks of things in this one. So this is going to be a really fascinating meal to make here. All right, let's take a look at the chicken Alfredo next. And when you look at it, we also got the same perforated tab. And I'll bet you right at the top is an oxygen absorber. And I don't know if you guys remember Cracker Jacks, but Cracker Jacks used to have a prize that looked like that. Anyway, let's pour some of this out and take a look at the chicken Alfredo. Oh, this looks really good. And you can see that this is what the chicken Alfredo looks like. And then for a added twist here, I thought we'd look at what all three products looks like. I'll hold that under so you can see it. Right here we have our orange chicken. Right here we have our Tuscan sausage pasta. And right here we have our chicken Alfredo. So that looks really good. All right, we got everything cleaned up. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our water boiling, because this is going to be the most important part of the entire process. And we're going to boil a lot of water here. All three products requires different degrees of water. And I think you guys are going to find this very interesting, that each one requires different amounts. Some require like a cup of water, some require a cup and a quarter, and it'll be real interesting to see how this goes together. So we're going to let the water heat up, and while it does that, I'm going to go get some bowls so we can set those out and get those ready. All right, our water is boiling, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull this off of the stove here. And before I do this, I'm going to turn off the oven so we don't burn the bunker down. And grab my measuring cup. So for the orange chicken, we're going to be adding 1 1/4 cup of water. And so I'm going to pour some of this out and measure it. Try to get the right amount. Perfect. And then we're going to go ahead and add this in here. And then the instructions tell us to lightly stir it. So I'm going to just lightly stir it. And then we just seal it up. And we have our very first one done. And we set this aside for 10 minutes. And then our next one is the Tuscan sausage pasta. And for it, we're going to be adding 1 cup of water. Looks about right. And we'll go ahead and add that in. Just like that. And then we also want to take a spoon and just sort of lightly stir it up. So you can kind of see in there what it looks like. And then we're going to seal this up. And we're going to then set this aside. And then we're going to do the last one, which is our chicken Alfredo. And this only calls for 3/4 of a cup of water. Not as much water. I hope this is enough. And then we'll pour this in. And grab a spoon. And we're going to stir this up a little. Make sure we knock some of that extra food particles down. You can kind of see what that looks like. And then we're going to seal this up. And then we're going to do a quick time jump, and we're going to go 10 minutes into the future. So I'll see you here in a second. Hey everybody, real quick. If you like the content you're watching, click the like and subscribe button down below. It helps push our content out to other like-minded individuals. And remember, the more people we can push this out to and educate, the less people we're going to have to help when the bad day event happens. All right, let's get back to the show. Okay, it's been 10 minutes. We're going to open these up and see how everything has turned out. We'll start with the orange chicken. The orange chicken has been sitting here, and We're gonna grab a spoon and we're gonna open this up and take a look. So this is what it looks like, and looks pretty good. Move that aside and hold that up. That way you guys can see it. And then I'm gonna grab a bowl and I'm gonna pour some of this out into a bowl so that way you guys can see how this looks. And then you can kind of see what the orange chicken looks like. And it also smells pretty good. Okay, we'll set that here to the side. And then let's open up the Tuscan sausage pasta. Curious to see how this one turned out. Open that up and, ooh, look in there, guys. Grab a spoon, and this one really has a nice flavorful odor coming out. And let me pour some of this out into a bowl for you. So that way you can see some of this. Put this over to the side, and I'll lift this up and you can kind of see how this looks. And then finally we have the chicken Alfredo, which is our last and final meal. And we'll go ahead and open that up and take a look. We'll grab the bowl and a spoon, and you can kind of look in here, and we'll stir this up just a little bit. And we'll pour some of this out. I'll lift that up so you guys can see this as well. It looks nice and yummy. And the smells are really good. So I'm already getting hungry here. So let me show you a closer look of all three products, and then we're gonna sample it. So here's all three of the products, and they all look really, really good. And I can't wait to kind of break into these. And the big giant chunks that we talked about, it still has the big giant chunks of sausage in there, which looks really, really good. In fact, I'm gonna hold one of these up just so you can see one of these big giant pieces here. You can kind of see what that looks like. And then finally we have our chicken Alfredo, and that looks really, really good as well. So let's go ahead and try these out. All right, moment of truth. Time to try some of this food and see how this ends up turning out. I'm gonna start with the orange chicken. The orange chicken is the first one that we did here, and I'm going to take my first bite and tell you what I think. Well, the flavor's just, it's okay. And the chicken's a little bit tough. It's not hard as a rock, but it's just a little tough, a little chewy. So, not as much flavor as I thought. All right, I'm gonna try the Tuscan sausage pasta next. I'm gonna try this nice big piece of sausage. Yeah, it's all right. And finally, as soon as I finish chewing what's in my mouth, I'm gonna try the chicken Alfredo. This has a nice buttery taste. That one was good. That was really good. All right, so let's go to the scorecard. All right, let's go to the scoreboard. For the orange chicken, I'm gonna give it a 6. The flavor was just not that strong, and the chicken was a little bit tough. Up next, I have the Tuscan sausage pasta, and for that, I'm gonna give it a 7. This too did not have a lot of flavor, but I did enjoy the big pieces of sausage that they put in there. And finally, the chicken Alfredo, I'm going to give it an 8. I love the buttery taste, and this was my personal favorite. Well, that concludes our episode. Now, I know many of you are thinking, Dennis, what would you do? Well, I might look at adding the chicken Alfredo because I love the buttery taste and it really had a nice flavor to it. The other two, they just weren't for me. However, they might be just right for you or your family, which is why you should get this product yourself and try it yourself, because the guy on the YouTube channel just might have different tastes than you. Until next time, the kitchen is closed.